What's good, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Golden 83, and I am here to do a tap into your soul reading for the sign of Capricorn, okay? Capricorn, you guys are first this week on the Zodiac lineup. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Remember, you guys, these are general messages, not personal, so take what resonates and pass the rest to the next, okay? So Capricorns, this is your last reading of the week, okay? I'll remind you guys again, you already have a energy shout out. I am trying to get to be fair, okay? This is about fairness. To be fair, I am trying to get all of the signs one energy shout out, okay? A piece to start, okay? After all the signs have had an energy shout out, I will then divvy them out where, you know, one sign can get double however many, okay? Because it's about the best energy, okay? But if you go on my playlist and on my channel and look up the energy shout outs, okay? You can go there and you can find your energy shout out there, okay? So if you're not familiar with the Tap Into Your Souls, we're going to review your past, present, and future placement of energy, okay? And you can take the time right now to grab maybe a piece of paper or a pen. I would love it if you guys, you know, are journaling these, okay? Or begin to start journaling these. With the questions that go with them, as your energy does change after each one of these readings, okay? And so answer these questions yourself as we're going through the reading, okay? These are intuitive readings, all right? There's no booklet with these. These are touch drawings done by Deborah Croft Chapman. The deck here is the Soul Cards 2 deck, okay? And at this time, if you'd like, you can go ahead and write out what you would like your overall outcome to be. We'll look at the bottom of the deck for that, okay? So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. I wanted to reshuffle for your energy, all right? So the top card is your past energy. The bottom card is your present energy. And then we will choose one energetically from the middle for your future energy, okay? And then, like I said, we'll look at the bottom of the deck for your overall outcome. I don't turn the cards over all at one time, as that's too much energy to read at once. I like to go one at a time, especially dealing with the questions associated with each card, okay? So for your past placement, let's get started there. What held you back in the past, Capricorns? What held you back in the past? Okay, I was shuffling before we started. I always pre-shuffle and cleanse my cards before I get started on the readings. And I saw this card, and this card has came out for you before, okay? Months ago, okay? I just cannot, I think it was in your present placement, but now it's in your past placement, okay? And so I'm going to hold this up. You guys can take the time to pause here if you like and answer that question for yourself, how this card makes you feel as you answer that question about what possibly held you back in the past, okay? So you have someone here standing in the doorway, all right? The doorway behind them is yellow, okay? And kind of standing guard, hands on the hip here, okay? So kind of very defensive, okay? So Capricorn, it could have been a situation where in your past, if it's in relation to or in regards to relationships, possibly you had this issue. I'm feeling this vibe of it being kind of hard to trust people, okay? Maybe in the past, you were very selective on who you had in your space, as you should be, okay? But it could be because of the fact of what had been done to you in the past. Maybe people disrespected your space, maybe your personal space being disrespected, kind of dealing with aggressive relationships, things of that nature, okay? And so that's kind of burdened you over the years, okay? So in the past, you were just very selective about who was allowed in your energy, okay? It's your sacred space. I'm the same way because I do believe in energies transferring. So, you know, if you feel someone has a negative energy or vibe on them, you don't want that in your house, okay? Now, if you're a spiritualist, make sure, you know, if you do have a negative energy within your house, you cleanse your house of that energy, as in burning sage, protecting yourself from negative energies. You would want to use Palo Santo throughout your house, okay? You could use, depending on if you're religious, you can use blessing oils around your house. It's highly suggested to do that when you're first moving into a new space, okay? So I don't know if some of you may be moving into a new space, but if you are, you can use blessing oils. You pretty much touch the center of your doorway with a particular oil, something like frankincense and myrrh, okay, is good. Or if you don't have that, you can always use olive oil or rosemary, okay, which is a very good source of protection and blessings on your home. But like I said, you would do that primarily touching, you know, just a little bit of oil on your fingertip and going in the center of the doorway of every room in the house, from your front entrance to your back entrance, bathroom doorways, bedroom doorways, any place that you have to enter into through an archway, okay? If you're more of a spiritualist, you could go on my Etsy shop. You can find the link in my About Me page on my channel, where you can purchase my ancestral blessing spray, and you can spray that throughout the house. I suggest 4 corners of each room to bless the space, okay? But that is possibly something that has held you back in the past, is trusting people in your personal space, okay? And again, for me personally, I do believe in that. There's nothing wrong with that, but you could have passed judgment on the wrong people in regards to being very selective, okay, about certain people, okay? So let's get into your present, okay? What continues to hold you back presently, Capricorns? What continues to hold you back presently? So holding this card here, I have not seen this card in a while, okay? So you have someone that's a little bit tattered around here, okay, in the picture. Answer, you know, that question for yourself, how it makes you feel as you're looking at this card, okay? You kind of see this aura around her that's orange, okay? Her hair isn't colored, it's white, but you can tell that it's there, okay? An outline of hair is there, okay? And so it's almost kind of like this antique vibe or vintage vibe, okay? Presently, I feel as though, you know, she's got a soft face in this picture, okay? I feel as though sacral chakra is involved here a little bit. Sacral is right before, that's your sacral chakra in reference to your inner child, okay? And it's kind of like this orange peach hue around her head, okay? So you could be struggling with some childhood traumas, okay, Capricorn, that are kind of rearing their head on you right now, okay? Things of your past, like I said, in reference to childhood, trying to figure out who you are as a person, okay? And I can't remember if it was with you guys, subconscious mind. It might have been actually with Scorpio, and you could have that in your chart. But something kind of piggying back off of their Dreamcatcher read is taking on different habits, teachings, values, morals of other people, elders, possibly, from when you were younger, and now that you're older, trying to figure out what your core values are. Okay, you've taken on the teachings of others and imparted it on yourself, and you're not finding that it's working for you. Okay, and so, like I said, some type of childhood traumas could be holding you back right now, in the sense of possibly connecting with your past as well. Okay, and so I feel like that is what's currently holding you back, is dealing with the teachings of others that has kind of controlled who you are. Okay, a part of you is missing, in a sense of, what are your thoughts, what are your goals, what are your dreams, and possibly people have been living vicariously through you. Okay, as far as older generations' morals and values. Okay, they impart their own wisdom onto us, and it kind of turns us into them, as far as like parents, things of that nature. Okay, and so I feel like that could be what is possibly holding you back, is trying to recognize who you are in the mirror, because maybe you don't recognize yourself, you see someone else. Okay, that is really not you. Okay, so let's move on to the future placement. Okay, how will you change your future, Capricorn? How will you change your future? This card is starting to become very popular within the different collectives of the zodiac. On my channel here, again, when I start seeing cards coming up on a regular basis, that means previous signs that this came up for obviously are in your chart, or maybe you have these signs around you. Okay, I believe Taurus got this card. I think Pisces has gotten this card as well. Okay, but changing your future, this being in this placement is not a bad thing. Okay, it's kind of a vibe of, you know, not wanting to be involved in particular things. Okay, learning how to create boundaries for yourself. Okay, because it's for your own health, it's for your own mental health, it's for your own self-care, to not be involved in particular things that are not conducive to your productivity. Okay, in self-growth. Okay, is how you will change your future. So learning how to, you know, just kind of stay in your own lane and minding your business, and focusing more on yourself than others, is how you will change your future. Okay, creating those boundaries to keep yourself in the light of joy, as this person is kind of looking up towards the sun and pushing away anything that is not conducive to their productivity, like I said. Okay, so with that being said, let's see what's at the bottom of the deck for you guys as your overall outcome. And we have this card here, which came out for one of the signs before I went on break. I just do not recall who it was. Okay, I don't want to say Pisces, but I'm feeling that it might have been. Okay, but here we have someone that looks like they're drowning, and they're holding out a hand. Okay, and so this could be an overall outcome of just stating what you need help with, okay, on an emotional standpoint. All right, which it's much better to state how you feel than to drown in your emotions. Okay, it's time to let those things come to the surface. If it's something, especially we have this right up underneath your present. Okay, and this is your overall outcome. Present placement, overall outcome. I have this right up underneath here, and it's obviously for a reason, okay? It's time to release those things of the past, okay? And if that means having a conversation, you know, with your parent or sibling, you know, if you had something like that going on as far as your traumas are concerned, maybe feeling overlooked or responsible for others when you yourself were just a child, okay, is something that you possibly need to talk about. Again, I always am an advocate for therapy. I've done it for at least 2 years, and I'm a strong advocate of it, and it helped me get over a lot of things. Internal fears, addressing traumas of my past, and I still work through that now myself. And I've even used these cards on myself as well when I first got them. They were also kind of like my own therapy session. So I'm hoping that this is helping everyone else who watches these readings to treat it as the same, okay? It doesn't substitute getting, you know, licensed professional help, okay? But the first step of therapy is to admit things to yourself, okay? And so it does come into play for you guys to kind of start releasing those things of the past, so that way you can move forward, okay? I've always said in you guys' readings, in any of the readings, anybody I talk to, when it comes to relationships, and for you, you need to have a relationship with yourself before you can have a relationship with someone else, okay? You don't want to take this trauma on to someone else. What if you have children and you end up passing on those morals and toxic energy to your own children, okay? It can cause a lot of heartache and confusion within your household when you're trying to create a new family dynamic of your own, okay? And so kind of take that into consideration, okay, Capricorns? But other than that, that's pretty much all that I have for you guys this week. Like I said, please make sure you check out your energy shout out. It has a crystal of assistance, a daily message for your sign specifically, and an energy card that was pulled for you guys as well, okay? So that being said, I will see you guys in the next reading. If you know your placements, by all means, I am doing readings for the next 2 weeks for all the rest of the signs. And so I won't see you guys until September for your own sun sign reading, okay? So until then, peace.